Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. I hope you can hear me okay. Just behind me I've ended up at a place called Lumsdale Waterfall. This is in Matlock in Derbyshire, and I came here really basically just to get a few shots of this waterfall behind me. You can't see it very well from here. I don't think there is a composition just here, but just a little further down the path where I'm standing, I think there is another composition there that I can shoot. And also the path then kind of switches back on itself and goes a little further down. There's another little switch back, and I think there may be the composition there. But also then there are some steps behind me which head up this gorge here to the top of Lumsdale Waterfall, and I'm certain there's another composition there. However, that looks like the best spot for the compositions, and anybody is stopping there and talking and taking photos and standing in front of where I want to do everything. So it's been a little bit difficult to try and capture anything up there for the time being, but I will be heading back up that way in a little while to try and capture a shot there. But for now I'm going to stop here, see if I can find this composition here, and then head back down a little further down into the valley itself and see if I can get another composition there as well, and then I'll be going back up to the top. So for now, let's see if I can get an image here. So I've taken 2 photos so far. You've seen the first one obviously. The second one I'm not sure about whether I'm going to show you or not. I think I can crop into the image a little bit and get close in on that waterfall. But at the moment it's just shot at 105mm and it looks like it's a little bit too far out. So I think I need to crop in for that one. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and head down here now to the other composition that I wanted to look at. I couldn't get down there earlier because, as usual, as soon as I set up a camera, all of a sudden everyone appears from out of the woodwork, out of cracks in the rock. Just a million people just turned up all of a sudden, and every single one of them wanted to be in the way of the shot that I was trying to take. So I decided that I was going to move rather than have a pissing argument with them. So there are still people down in the gorge where I want to go and photograph, so I need to wait a few minutes and let them pass first, and then I'm going to go down there and take a shot myself. I tried to walk down to the bottom. I got so far down and decided the walk was that treacherous that it just wasn't worth it for the shots. But also I could see from where I was standing and how the path curved away from the composition that there wasn't going to be a decent composition there anyway. There were several other people that went down there with kids and with dogs who are now struggling to get back up. So I'm just going to leave them where they are because it's their problem for going down there in the first place. But like I say, I couldn't get down there and take a composition there. So now I've come back up to the top and I've stopped here because I know this behind me is going to make an absolutely brilliant composition, either in portrait orientation or landscape orientation. I'm going to shoot both. Probably a long exposure of about 2 seconds as well. And then I'm going to head back. So I'm going to set up here, take a couple of shots, see if I like these, show you them, and then I'll head back to where I've got to go to. Ignorant buggers. I apologise guys if I'm having a bit of a rant about people getting in the way, but I just find that everywhere I go it seems that as soon as I set the camera up somebody wants to appear in front of it, and I can't really deal with that. I mean, I don't mind all of these places that I go to, I don't mind other people being there, it's not a problem, but it's when they stand and watch you set up the camera knowing you're about to take a photo, and then as soon as you're ready they walk in front of you and stand right in front of where you want to take the photo from. And that's happening everywhere I go today, which is extremely annoying. But never mind, I've managed to get a few shots. Those last couple of photos that I took at the top of the gorge look very interesting. There's portrait orientation and a landscape orientation. As I said earlier, I had to use a polarizing filter on the lens because, as is always the case when you shoot a long exposure of moving water, you tend to get a very streaky white overexposed area in the middle of the image, particularly when you're shooting waterfalls. So in order to stop that, to prevent that, you either have to shoot with a very, very quick shutter speed and stop the movement of the water, or if you want to get the water blurred and shoot a long exposure, then you have to put a polarizing filter on your lens, or potentially a neutral density filter, just to bring down the highlights and to add a bit of contrast to the shadows and the highlight areas that you've got in that water. Nice images, I think, but like I say, I had to move away because there were just too many people knocking around. It looks just now as though there is another part to the waterfall, but the path appears to be cut off. I don't know if I can get to it via another path. If I can, I'm going to try and take another photo there. But in the meantime, I've noticed that the battery in my Canon R6 Mark III has run out while I've been taking these photos. I hadn't realised it was running out, but it has run out. Luckily though, I've got my Canon R50V with me as well. So I'm going to see if I can use that to possibly take another couple of photos, if I can get round to that other part of the waterfall, but we'll see. Okay, so I managed to find a path that goes around the other side of that other part of the waterfall, but unfortunately it leads to another path right up to the waterfall. I say unfortunately because that other path is actually somebody's driveway, so there doesn't seem to be any way of getting around to the other part of that waterfall. And if I carry on walking down the little private lane next to the driveways, I'll probably find I go too far away from the waterfall anyway, so it doesn't seem like there's much chance of me getting down there to take another photo of that. So for now, hope you've enjoyed the images, and I hope you've enjoyed me ranting about other people getting in the way. If you have enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also please remember to subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and I look forward to seeing you on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.